In this video, I'm going to be talking you through the results of a frugal audit I did on my spending for the month of January. What is a frugal audit, you may ask? So exactly like it sounds, a frugal audit is taking a cold hard look at the numbers to see if my spending is actually in line with my desire to A, live below my means, and B, live a frugal and thrifty life in as far as possible. So I had some huge expenses, hopefully once or twice in a lifetime events. Last year, I got married, I had a wedding where people were invited, and I had a baby. So both of those events, so the marriage was the once in a lifetime. The baby was maybe once or twice in a lifetime, but they're significant expenses and they really affected my bottom line. The point of doing this frugal audit for me was to make sure that my spending has returned to the level that it was at before those life-changing expenses occurred. Really to make sure that all of my expenses line up with my desire to live below my means again and to have a frugal outlook and a thrifty approach to my life. So here's a little bit about the method I used to conduct my frugal audit and how I went about doing this analysis. So I started with 5 key areas, and I have my laptop here that I'm going to be referring to. The key areas that I looked at were the following. So I looked at my fixed expenses, my food, that includes groceries and eating out, my entertainment costs, my transportation costs, and any miscellaneous costs. So those are the 5 areas that I looked at specifically. And then I looked at both my bank statements and my daily record that I keep separately. I track every single dollar that I spend. I had been in that habit for the past 12 years. Now that my life is a little bit different and a little more fast-paced, I have a little more trouble also tracking that in my daily spreadsheet, but I do only use my debit card, and I have a record of those transactions, all the transactions I make via my debit card and my bank statements. Any transactions I make by cash, I will make sure to record in my daily spending, and that's primarily for gas because up here in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware, you can get a discount if you use gas. Mainly in New Jersey, you get about a 10-cent per gallon discount if you use cash. So I'm happy to use cash for gas. So that's how those are the categories I used for my frugal audit. How I did this was I looked at the amounts that I spent, and I said, really on a very critical level, being very kind of tough with myself, are these expenses in line with a frugal lifestyle? If someone else was externally evaluating my spending, would they consider this frugal, yes or no? And then I took the amounts that I thought maybe weren't the most frugal, and I rated myself on an academic scale of A to F. And then I said, if I gave myself my letter grade, be it B, C, A, and then I said, what would it take to earn an A? Cut this, cut this, cut this. And that's just how I did the audit itself. So I, again, aim to be very, very critical and harsh with myself at the front side so I can kind of have an honest, really tough look at what it would take to live a very frugal, thrifty, bare bones lifestyle. From an external point of view, would an external person who was, say, an expert in being frugal, would they consider this a frugal expense? That says nothing about the emotional impact of the spending, because we know that money is 90% emotions. I don't know if that's an actual statistic, but I've known that to be true in my life. Money is energy, and money is so much more than just numbers, but you got to start with the numbers in order to get anywhere. So that's the method that I used. So jumping straight on into those 5 categories, I will start at the very top with my fixed expenses. Okay, so hopping into my fixed expenses. This category includes all transactions that I have set up to automatically come out of my bank account. This includes items like utilities, and that would be gas, electric, and water, phone, insurance, regular amounts to savings, bill payments, and for me that includes a life insurance policy, hospital, IRA, savings for my individual retirement account, and then savings for a 529 account. Pretty much in that order. I also include my tithing and gym memberships in this category. So when I look at my spending for those categories, and that's pretty much the bulk of what I'm spending each month on those fixed costs, which I think is great because it means that a lot of my life is automated. And I know the bare monthly minimum that I need, which is $2,300 in my account to be able to make those payments. This also includes, interesting, I'm looking at it now, things like an Easy Pass payment that in New Jersey is wild because, and I've looked this up and researched it. I haven't spent a lot of time researching it, but it auto debits my account once I drop below a certain threshold, and I've had trouble setting it up to be a recurring payment every month. It's very confusing for New Jersey, but I consider that, I mean, that's pretty much a necessity to have an Easy Pass. So those are all the fixed costs that I had, and here is my grade for that area of fixed expenses. I give myself a pretty firm, solid frugal score of a B. So what would it take to earn an A in this category? Again, a good question. To earn an A in this category, I have 2 gym memberships, and I've gone to the gym a total of 4 times last month. And I've used, so the first is a New York Sports Club membership, and the second is an online streaming subscription service, which I absolutely love. So that's the Tracy Anderson method that I use, if anyone's curious. It costs $80 a month. It's very expensive, not frugal at all. Some people will give me a D or an F for that alone. I love it and think it's worth every single penny, even though I've only used it 3 times this in the month of January. And the reason why is because I split it with my mom, who I consider to be a member of my household, and she uses it pretty much every day. And the second reason is I have never done a workout that works so well for my body type, specifically in my arms. And when I do have the time to work out, that is immediately what I do. I know it's effective, I know it's quick, and I know it delivers exactly the results that I want in exactly the time that I have. So for me, that is worth every penny of that $80. So I know to earn an A on a frugal score for my fixed expenses, I would cut both the gym membership and the Tracy Anderson subscription, and that would save me about $130. I would also cut out the Amazon channels that I've subscribed to, the additional Amazon channels. So I have a subscription to BritBox and to Acorn, and that might save me like $20. So I would say my all-in savings would be about $100 to $150 if I were earning an A in the category of fixed expenses. The next category for my frugal audit is the area of groceries and eating out. And this can be a buster for so many people, myself included, especially with rising grocery costs kind of across the board. This has just been a tremendous category and not easy to keep control of. Even if you're doing your best to live a frugal lifestyle, these costs have just skyrocketed. So I was a little bit more gentle with myself in this category. However, I also recognized that I'd made some pretty significant improvements in this category. We ate out, my household ate out a total of 5 times that I paid for, a total of 5 times last month. And 2 of those were not at fast food places. So we ate at Burger King 3 times. I know it's a lot of times. It's in my commute that I use. So it's just convenient sometimes. And I think total for both trips, I spent under $20 and I fed like 4 people with that. So I am not mad at it. 2 times we ate out from a local deli near us. We got takeout for dinner. This place does an excellent rotisserie chicken and cheeseburgers. And I was happy to spend that money because it's supporting a local business. Anyway, I gave myself a frugal score of a B because I actually did. So I ate out for 5 meals. That means that 30 times 3, 31 times 3, that means that 93 times. 5 times we ate out, 93 times minus 5, we didn't eat out and we ate at home. So I'm taking that as a B or more. And here's something else. I instituted more make at home, plan ahead meals. One of them being a make your own pizza night. Now we live in Manhattan, which has some of the best pizza, and New Jersey, which has some of the best pizza in the world, bar none. So when we do pizza, I'm fine with spending the money for pizza. However, I started doing a make your own pizza night. Many reasons. I kind of wanted to try it. but I also wanted to see if this would be a worthy savings, and it actually was, because pizza dough is like $2. You have the sauce, the cheese, whatever toppings you want. I mean, you're talking maximum $20 for a lot of food. And I was excited to try it out, and it was delicious. So Make Your Own Pizza Night was a hit for the month of January. And a frugal A+, if ever I've heard one. So what would it take to earn an A? Obviously, I would have cut out those 5 times that we ate out, which again, having an infant and being sort of a work from home, I am not mad at that at all. But that's what it would take to earn an A, is to cut out those 5 times, oops, sorry guys, and do a little bit more planning ahead. Again, not mad at it. And I think that a B, I mean, frankly, I should have given myself an A, but there's always room for improvement. So that's what I earned. That's the grade I earned in my frugal audit for the areas of food and growth. Next up in my frugal audit of my spending for the month of January is the category of entertainment. With an infant at home, it is fairly easy not to overspend in this category. However, I did not earn an A, and the one thing it would take for me to earn an A, I'm kind of not willing to do. So the expense that I'm dragging my feet on cutting is an AMC A-list membership, and that's a membership program where you pay $25 a month and you can see up to 3 movies a week at any AMC theater nationwide. And so that's $25 a month, and I have not seen a movie at an AMC theater since November, and it's now February. So I could cancel that program, and I just haven't, because I live in hope. I keep thinking that one day we're going to get to a theater and be able to do that. The baby's sitting right here with her, or perhaps enlist some help to see a movie, have someone watch her. So the reason I'm not willing to do that is because I just want to keep that possibility open. What would I save per month if I cut that? $30. So that's where the next category in my frugal audit is the area of transportation. And by no merit of my own, I gave myself an A for this category because very generously a family member has a brand new car that I have the pleasure of using. So my only real transportation expenses are for gas, and in New Jersey and Delaware have some of the cheapest gas prices in the nation. So again, very, very thankful for that. And I use cash when I buy gas, so we save there. So all in, pretty cool. And then when we're in the city, I just walk everywhere. So that's the area of transportation. I earned an A through no fault of my own. The final category up for review in my frugal audit is the area of miscellaneous, and that basically means anything not covered by the above 4 categories. So this didn't have a ton of spending, but it was significant spending. Overall, I would give myself a frugal score of a B. So what would it take to earn an A? This includes the area of personal spending, and what that would include is cutting all personal spending or trimming it down significantly. You know, budgeting experts say that you need a certain amount of personal money to keep you from feeling restricted. That's true. I could probably get by with $20 of personal spending. Would that affect my mental well-being? No, let me not be spoiled about it. Do I enjoy some of the things that I indulge in, some of the personal care items, such as getting a little bit better haircut, maybe investing in some new leggings or a new top? Sure. Would I be able to save from this category? Absolutely. What would that take? What would that look like to save in this category? That's a good question. So, for example, I just bought a new diaper bag. I took a plunge. I've been thinking about buying that new diaper bag. I'm on this low spend challenge. I purchased it because it was something that it's something I touch every single day, and B, it's something that I thought would help make my life a little bit easier. It was an expense, and would I have been able to save that? Sure. Would I have considered that a frugal expense? No, not at all. Does that affect the way that I view myself as someone of abundance versus someone of lack? Jury's out, yes, but is that accurate? Probably not. So all that to say that I can certainly make spendings and make cutbacks in the area of my spending, in the area of miscellaneous spending. Sure, I can definitely make cutbacks in this area. I, again, see this is kind of that low-hanging fruit and an area to chop, to trim for sure. At the moment, this is something that I am allowing myself because I feel that investing, it's not even investing. I feel that having items that make me feel good and make me feel abundant is worth it. Again, this is the first category that I'd go to when I need to make cutbacks, as I need to make cutbacks to achieve bigger financial goals. No item or possession is an investment because they go down in value. An investment is something that puts money into your pocket, and a new diaper bag doesn't necessarily put money into my pocket. It definitely doesn't. It's also important for me to remember that there's more at work than just the dollar amount. Anyway, all of that to say, I can make cutbacks here, and if I did, it would be a savings of about $200 a month. Okay, so here are my findings after conducting this frugal audit and the cold hard numbers. How much could I save if I really pulled my lifestyle back to be completely frugal and completely in line with my thrifty values? So that's a good question. And I'd say on the financial side, I could save upwards of maybe $400 per month if I were to pull back all of my spending to a frugal, thrifty minimum. So that's just the number. There's also, for me, a significant mental component to that. And I don't want to downplay that mental component, but I also want to be frank and honest with myself and say that I could save this much and I would have more money in my pocket. How much would my mental well-being be affected is a question, but I could save this much. So that's the number, about 400. I would give myself a grade overall of about a B for my frugal lifestyle. Am I actually being frugal? I'm about a B. Okay, so here's the conclusion. Is there room for me to improve? Absolutely. Did my frugal audit reveal holes in my spending versus my values? Some, yes, for sure. Do I have room to cut? Absolutely. Is that $400 worth of savings worth my mental well-being, worth the exceptions that I would need to make? Potentially, potentially not. There's lots of room for savings, and I guess overall my conclusion is that it's good to know where I have room to save, but it's also good to realize that I have the ability and breathing room to splurge every now and then, as long as I'm working it into the budget and not allowing it to impede achieving my overall financial goals of financial independence and financial security. So there you have it. That was my financial audit for my So there you have it. Those are the results of my frugal audit of my spending for the month of January. Let me know if you've ever done anything like this before. I thought it was actually a really positive exercise with some kind of cold hard truths that I need to face, but very helpful to show me where I have room to improve, because improvement is always good and we strive for progress, not perfection. So let me know in the comments if you've ever done anything like this before, or just how you're doing in your frugal journeys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll watch again. Bye.